Hello guys, I'm Alukosha Enoch. Welcome to my math tutorial on approximation and estimation. So the content we'll be considering here, we have rounding upper and lower bound and working with rounding. So guys, let's just start introduction. So we do not always need to know the exact value of numbers. But for example, we have 1,432 pupils at East Park Secondary School. Also, there are about 1,400 pupils at East Park Secondary School. And finally, there are about 1,500 students at East Park Secondary School. So why do we sometimes round figures rather than giving an exact value? So there are four main ways of rounding a number. We can round number to the nearest 10, to the nearest 100 and 1,000, or better still to the power of 10. So we can also round numbers to, we can have number rounded to the nearest whole number. So to a given number of decimal places and to a given number of significant figures. Okay, and the method of rounding usually depend on what kind of numbers we are dealing with and how the numbers are being used. Okay, for example, all numbers may be rounded to the nearest power of 10 or to a given number of significant figures. Okay, for example, now we have 34,871. We have to round to the nearest 100. Okay guys, just a quick one. If you have to round to the nearest 10, then the last digit here should the last digit should go to 0, that it should change to 0. For nearest 100, then should have the last digit should the two last digit return to 0. To nearest 1,000, the three last digit return to 0. To the nearest 10,000, four last digit return to 0, and so on and so forth. So if you look at this very problem, you look at the digit in the 100 position. The digit in the 100 position is 71. So so 71 will go to 0, so that will be 34. Now, but the problem now here is we also look at the 10th digit, this one here, this 7 here. So if the digit is 5 or more than 5, I mean the digit in this 10th position, then we round up. That is this 7 here, we had 1 to the last digit here, so we end up with something like 349. Okay, then this 7 1 we now goes to 0. Okay, so and that is why the final answer will be 34900. So that is to the nearest 100. Okay, now drag the numbers. This rounded to the power of 10. Okay, so we want to see to the nearest 1,000, to the nearest 100, to the nearest tens. So to drag the number to the appropriate box. If you look at this now, this digit end with 2 zeros. Okay, so meaning that this is to the nearest 100. So I'll be looking at this column, nearest 100. Then I will look at the number that is closer to this, and this is 27. So this should come here because this is to the nearest 100. Okay guys, but this is could be quite tricky, because when you said what about this one to be to the nearest 10, because to the nearest 10 is this will be correct, because to the nearest 10, nearest 10 till we go to 0, and this will be very correct. So it's to the nearest 10, not to the nearest 100. So and the only thing that if you thought to be to the nearest 100, to probably are going to have the same answer, but let's see what is going on. Okay, next, this is to the nearest 10 because I have 0 end it, just 1 0 here. So and the closest number to this is this guy here. So to the nearest 10 column, this is it here. So this to the nearest 100 now, and the closest number to this one is this here. So 37. So to the nearest 100. Don't forget this is 21, so it's not going to add 1 to this. This is to the nearest 1,000 because 3 zeros, but let's take a look at it very well. So I have to the nearest 1,000. If I have 1 2 3 to the nearest 1,000, then 5 will come here, so it's correct, to the nearest 1,000. So this to the nearest 1,000 again, and the closest number to this is this. So if I take this 1 2 3, then this will add 1 to this will become 1, so it's correct. This to the nearest tens, and the closest number to this is this. So if this goes to 0, then it goes to add 1 to this, so that will become 2. So that is to the nearest tens. This to the nearest 100, and the closest number to this is this. To the nearest 100, 75, we go to 100, and we add 1 to this, that's 99. So nearest 100. This to the nearest 100 also, and the closest number to this is 274 up here. And if this 2 goes to 0, then you are not going to add 1, so it's correct. So it's here. And this is to the nearest guy. So if you look at this number, there's hardly the only number that can give us 0 here is this, because if we round this one to the nearest thousand, to the nearest thousand, 1, 2, 3, then all this should go to 0. So implication is 0. So nearest thousand, this is 0. And this is to the nearest 100, and the closest number is still here. So if this 2 goes to 0, then this we add 1 to this, make 5. So that's correct. And finally, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this should be to the nearest 10,000 if I'm correct. But if you look at this very well, it's actually to the nearest 1,000, because 1, 2, 3 goes to 0. Then this we add 1 to this, that will become 10. So it is to the nearest 1,000. So let's check if we are correct, guys. Check. So correct. So well done.